Or was it a disaster? Wow. Here's a stat for you.
Was it?
Mitch Trubisky, the highest-rated quarterback in Bears franchise history. Look it up.
No way.
It's true. That might be the saddest stat in sports. Mitch Trubisky has the highest career passer rating for a franchise that has existed longer than the NFL has existed. Jay Cutler's on that list, Brandon's guy, Nick Foles on that list. I think I see Sid Luckman is still in the top 10. Sid Luckman is still in your top 10.
No way
No way
he passed my strange brother Jay Cutler. No way.
He did. No way. He passed it. Maybe if you'd have caught a couple more touchdowns, Brandon, Jay could have held on to that lead. That's on you, buddy. Mitch Trubisky, best quarterback Bears history.
Guys, we don't talk a lot of golf on this show, but if we did, you would know that I got a special place in my heart for that guy right there, Gary Player. He knows how to play golf. We know. He won the Masters 3 times, PGA Championship 2 times, the U.S. Open 1 season, the Golfing Hall of Fame. We get it. You know how to play golf. But did you know that he is titled Mr. Fitness for a reason? Look what he tweeted out yesterday. Gary Player on the treadmill. Yes, he's wearing slacks. That's not important now. Look at the guy next to him. What? What are you doing? Look how fast he's going. Then he tweeted out this. Never been frightened of failure, only of failing to give my best. He's only afraid of failing to give his best.
Wow.
If I turn 85, giving my best will be the furthest thing from my fears. My fear will be misstepping and going flying across the gym the exact same way I did last year. You guys remember at the Fox gym, I think I was 37, not 85, but awfully close.
Yeah,
Gary Player, I love you. You do you. Absolutely the best. All right, let's shift some gears now. Talk some LeBron James. He joined Richard Jefferson's podcast recently. Let's just say this episode of the podcast is the gift that keeps on giving. Tonight's the first night of Hanukkah, guys. Guess what my daughters are getting? The gift that keeps on giving. On this episode, LeBron was asked about being compared to some former greats. Take a listen to this.
You know, the conversation is going to always be had, and it's great for debates because they want to compare errors, they want to compare players and who they've seen. The one thing that I know for sure, that I've been a part of 2 teams that's won the 2 hardest championships in NBA league history. The 2016 Cavs coming back from 3-1 versus 73-9 team, being down 3-1 versus one of the best teams that ever been assembled.
2-time MVP.
2-time MVP. And then what we went through in the bubble. And if you were not in a bubble, you don't quite understand it.
All right, Chris Broussard is back with us again. I mean, Broussard, is he right? Is LeBron James right?
First of all, I got to give LeBron props. This was a clever, subtle way of saying, I'm the GOAT without saying I'm the GOAT, as he did 4 years ago. So I'll give him props for that. But no, he's not right. Look, and I get the bubble situation. I think it was really hard on LeBron. We know how much of a family man he is. He said he didn't see his kids till he got out of the bubble. That is rough. We know he's a man of routine, as he said on the podcast. That's broken in the bubble. I get it. But I can also point to things that would have made it easier. No travel, no distractions, no hostile crowds to deal with on the road. And as a 35-year-old with 16 to 17 years of experience or wear and tear, really, he got a 4-month break in the season before the playoffs started. So that helped his body. And then the opponent that they faced. I don't blame the Lakers for it. But they faced arguably the worst team to ever reach the NBA Finals, and that was before the Miami Heat lost 2 of their 3 best players, Goran Dragic, who missed 4 of the 6 Finals games, and Bam Adebayo, who missed 2 of the 6 Finals games. So there's no way this was the hardest Finals to win, or one of them. Secondly, Golden State. If you want to say it's the greatest comeback in NBA Finals history, absolutely. If you want to say it's one of the most epic finals, absolutely. But I can't give you credit for being down 3-1. That Golden State team that won 73 games was not unbeatable, obviously, but they were down 3-1 in the Western Conference Finals to Oklahoma City. Oklahoma City choked. That's the only reason Golden State even got to those finals. So being down 3-1 to that team, I can't give you credit for that, especially when if you look on paper, I got LeBron James, Kyrie Irving, and Kevin Love, and I got Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green. I kind of like this trio over here with LeBron, the best player in the world. So the talent was very close. You didn't need to be down 3-1. So it was a great comeback, but I can't say it was definitively the greatest finals win or hardest finals win in history.
Okay, Chris, look, I may contradict myself right here, so stay with me. And I'm going to focus just on this last title. I think it's both, right? Now, I think it could potentially be the easiest title for LeBron, and I think I said this when they were in the bubble and we were covering the bubble. Yep. And the reason why I said that is because in this moment right now, it comes down to leadership. So even let's go to the NFL really quick. You got the Seattle Seahawks, the Pittsburgh Steelers, the Chiefs. The reason why the Saints, the reason why these teams are playing well is because of leadership. You have so many different protocols that messes up your routine. You got to be able to pivot every single day. You got to be able to lead young guys in the locker room. And when you look at the NBA, who is more equipped and capable than LeBron James and the Lakers? So for that reason, I thought that they were in a perfect position. They had the edge going into the bubble because of LeBron James. So I felt like this could potentially be his easiest title ever. Now, why is it hard? Why is it also the toughest? Because routine is everything. We're talking about this guy playing at a high level at age 36. You don't play at a high level this long and consistently without taking care of yourself and having amazing routine in place. I look at my routine. LeBron James is on record saying he spends over $1 million on his body. It took me 45 minutes just to prepare myself to get in bed at night. Why? Because I had to have my late night snack, 2 scoops of protein, around 50 grams of protein. I would take that. And then I will also hook up electrodes to my body, art therapy.
I'm taking notes.
So I would have all this STEM stuff set up on my body. I will also sleep in an infrared bed, heat set at 100 degrees. And I'm also switching in the middle of the night to aqua pants where it was everything from the waist down was ice. I say all to say this. As a high-performing athlete, you have to have a routine in place. You have to take care of yourself. MAT, ART, chiropractors, massage therapy. There's so many gurus that you work with day in and day out, not just to get to the next game, but to get to the next practice. So for me, I'm probably contradicting myself, but on one end, because of LeBron James and his leadership ability and how he's able to evolve and pivot and just focus on the mission at hand, it was the easiest. And then on the other side, Kevin, it was the toughest because of the disruption in routine and being in that bubble.
That's a lot of prep. Poor Jimmy Butler only brought that one little suitcase that he had to pack himself on the commercial in his cowboy boots. He didn't have any of the infrared, 100-degree bath. Okay, so Nick, the question is this. Does this matter? Does this matter at all? Do you give credence to how hard the level of difficulty of your championship should matter in the GOAT debate? Because, Broussard, you did a good job mentioning it. After they beat the Warriors, he did the little conversation, and he was like, you know what? That right there, that made me the greatest of all time. And everybody got early cuts of The Last Dance, and it was the Jordan, like, what? So do you think that level of difficulty matters?
Of course it matters. And I'm going to put the bubble in a bubble. LeBron says if you weren't there, you don't get it. I wasn't there. I don't get it. I agree with Broussard as far as like the opponent in the finals. It was a atypically weak opponent in the finals. So set that one aside. And you guys are trying to denigrate the 3-1 comeback. Okay, let's pretend it wasn't a 3-1 comeback. I'll clean it up for LeBron. I beat the best team to ever be beaten in a finals. It's true. And how'd we beat them? Well, I went 41-16-7. Then I went 41-8-11. Then I went 29-11-11 with the best defensive play in the history of the league and the free throw to ice the game. So whether it was 3-1, 1-3, 2-2, 0-4, don't matter. The best team to ever be beaten in a finals, I beat them. But here's what he's really saying, Broussard, and this is undeniable. LeBron's got 3 rings, where in the finals, he beat a team that was far better than any team Jordan ever beat. Best team Jordan ever beat in the finals is 96 Sonics. It's a really, really, really good team. Don't hold a candle to the Thunder with KD, Russ, and Harden. Don't hold a candle to the 4 Hall of Famer San Antonio Spurs. And certainly don't hold a candle to a team that evidently was just ripe for the picking, the 73-9 Warriors with a unanimous league MVP as the defending champions. And if we want to take it further, Broussard, if you look at the 16 LeBron and MJ finals appearances, and we ranked all of the opponents, the 7 hardest belong to LeBron James. That's the point he's making, and he's right about it. So 3-1, not 3-1, bubble, no bubble. Throw that title out. He didn't need it. He was already the GOAT. But that is, I think even Chris Broussard, who when he's not a Clippers fan is a Michael Jordan fan, would agree with that. The hardest finals opponents are all on LeBron's side of the ledger.
I would not agree with that. And I'm also a LeBron James fan, but that is just patently false. Just because the Nick Wright Tears Committee says so.